Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
Our friend Camila Cabello. Where's Camila?
Yeah.
Bring me
Hey.
How are you?
How
my God.
are you?
You have cat ears growing out of your head.
I do.
I smell like peanut butter.
Hi, everybody. I like it. What are you reading?
My book.
What is it?
It's called...
I want to get your book. I saw that on your Instagram.
Oh, no. Well, hold on. Camila, I'm going to read something out of my book because it has your name all over it.
No.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Camila's been so busy, she forgot that there's a world going on out there and they're writing books about it.
That's right.
I wonder if it's like nasty. I wonder if I wrote something evil.
Oh, my God. I hope not.
Something
Either way, I want a signed copy.
Something about your private life.
Uh-oh.
By the way, okay, turn on there. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're letting everyone know that you were coming in today, and the number one thing they said was, "Don't talk about our dating life." And I'm like, we wouldn't have done that anyway.
No. No. You're never. Yeah, you're class act, Elvis.
I will tell you this though, he could do better, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what, he could be dating me right here.
Whatever.
You let him know I said that.
All right, I will.
Okay, and that's all we're gonna say. Hey, so where do you want to start? You want to talk about a major tour coming up?
Oh my God, yeah.
I know, but you've been on the road for many years now. This is nothing new to you, Camila. I mean, are you really ready for that? Because that's a lot of work.
Well, I haven't been on tour for, I think, like a year and a half or two, and I really miss it. Yesterday I had this fan event here in New York, and it started off as like it was supposed to be a playback event, but we ended up just a cappella singing the choruses of every song on my album together, and it just got me so excited for tour because I just don't think there's anything like the connection of like really seeing people, like really connecting with people. Even okay, sounds a little bit sad, but like I feel like when I'm in meet and greets, I get excited because I get to like interact also with like girls my age, like people my age.
Right.
Like I'm like, it just feels like it's like it's nice for me to like be able to have that like connection with people.
Studio work is great. But it's a totally different world than being out on tour. You need to be out there meeting people.
100%.
So let's talk about a tour that you were on several years ago. And as a matter of fact, this is the time of year to talk about Jingle Ball because this is Jingle Ball season.
Yeah.
We were in Philly last night.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Jingle Ball is my poem at this point.
Let me take you back to Jingle Ball, whatever year that was. In my book, I say, may I read to you?
Please.
I've been friends with Camila Cabello since she was in Fifth Harmony.
No way you said that.
Let me read this.
This is in your book?
No, sit back and let me read.
She doesn't believe him. She's looking.
No, come on. We don't have much time with you, but I want you to hear what I had to say here.
Wow.
Let me take you back to a tour you were on back then. I'd always see her backstage at shows, and her mother and her grandmother would be there, and it always made me feel confident that she would be okay. I was talking in my book about artists, the ones that are okay and the ones that sometimes aren't.
Yeah.
But you could see that not everything was okay with the group doing Jingle Ball Tour in 2016. So I saw them all backstage at several different shows, and by the last stop on the tour in Miami, the tension was clear. That night, I got a text from Camila asking, do you remember this? Asking me not to leave without stopping by her dressing room because she needed to talk to me. Do you remember this?
I don't, actually.
I told her I would come by, and I meant it. But it was a crazy night. I couldn't find my driver, all the chaos, and someone offered me a ride back to the hotel, and it slipped my mind. Sitting in the back seat of the car, I got another text from Camila asking where I was. And I said, oh, God, I'm on the way back to the hotel.
I remember it now.
Then there was silence for a few moments, and then something like, you said you were going to come find me. I need to talk to you. And I said, Camila, I'm sorry. And right around then is when the fireworks began. A late-night press release came out that moment saying that Camila was leaving the group. Okay, so that was that night. And that's what you wanted to talk to me about.
Actually, no. I remember that night. I think I just wanted you to say hi to my mom and grandma. No, I'm being totally honest. Right. Because I remember that
night. Oh, really? Okay. All right, so now we know my book is nothing but lies. If you want a refund, I will refund every penny.
No. I know. I was trying to remember back to that night, and I literally distinctly remember I wanted you to say hi to my mom and grandma, and I was like, no. I want you to come say hi to my mom and grandma.
All right, well, let me finish. It's just a little bit later. So I knew Camila, and I knew.
I might be wrong though.
I knew Camila. I knew the other girls. I knew how talented they all were, and it was going to be great. Sure enough, Camila's already putting out great songs on her own. This is written a year ago, and getting more and more successful with a mountain of Grammys on the way. I'm confident that the rest rest of the group aren't far behind. They're all working hard, seeing results. So anyway, I went in the book to talk about, the people we've met while doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And you're one of those headlines in our careers. Did you know that?
That is so cool. It's so funny. When you said that you wrote something about me in your book, I thought you were joking. I was like, wow, that is really, really cool. That's really cool. That is so cool. Yeah, we've known each other for a long time.
You're in print.
Yeah.
Forevermore.
That is really cool.
Is this the first
I can't wait
time
to read it,
someone
by the way.
has written about you in a book?
In a book, yeah, 100%. For first time. I'm honored.
And it's all positive.
Right.
So, my gosh, so what a tornado you live in. I mean, you're constantly going. I'm always following you online, and, everyone's will catch up with each other, like, hi, what do you know? Okay, bye. And then, I know you're busy.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to catch up about.
Yes, we do. I remember the first time you guys were going to go to Europe. Do you remember this? And I remember you saying, we're going to Paris. I've never been to Europe, never been to Paris. I remember that. I said, you're going to have the best time ever. And now you've been maybe 50 times.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Life has changed so much. It's been a journey. Do you remember your early 20s? Like, what was that?
No. for all the wrong reasons. Not funny. It's kind of sad and pathetic. I want to talk about Romance.
Yeah.
This album.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, so I can sort of relate, because this book was written a year ago. So much has happened since then.
Yeah.
I'm a different person. So
Me
I must
too.
assume that when you wrote Romance,
100%.
your life is totally different now.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you learn so much in your life about love. Like, as you experience things, as you experience relationships, there's just kind of like, I feel like there's something different between, my mom giving me advice and telling me her perspective and me actually living it and like making mistakes and learning it for myself, But I definitely feel like at the start of this album, I was a different person than how it finished, as far as just like the best way to love.
See? This is why everyone should put out an album.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And a book.
The reason I say this is this. When you put out an album that talks about your feelings and how you were then, and now you look back on that, you could actually measure how you've changed as a woman.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so how can anyone listening to our show, a teacher or a doctor or a librarian, how can you do the same thing, chronicle your life, and then look back on it a year later and go, oh my God, I am turning into such a great person. I'm learning so much about life, and that's what you've done.
Totally, yeah, because listening to an album, it's like your thoughts and feelings. It's literally a picture of who you were at that time, So it's cool to look back on and be like, oh, wow, I was really overthinking this situation. I was really like, there's like a couple songs on my album. There's one that I'm thinking of right now that I'm like, oh my God, I had such a fear of this happening, and then it happened, and I survived it, and I was fine.
Wow, so you learned.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
you learned something from yourself.
Yeah, totally. It's so crazy. Then I'm like listening to the song, and I'm like, oh my God, why was I so freaked out about it? And then I survived it, and it was completely fine, and the fear of it was worse than it actually happening.
Yeah. Do you question yourself though when you put that out there? Like you go like, maybe I shouldn't have put that song out there then.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like if
Too late.
Well, it just depends. Like there's been times where there was like a time in this album where there was like a lyric that I knew would really hurt somebody's feelings, and I took it out of the song and I just changed it. And then there are times where it's like you kind of there's just a really difficult boundary, to be honest, because if it was like if there were some songs that if I didn't put them out, that's like 60% of my life. And it might, and other people are involved. That's what's messy about writing about your real life, is that it's messy. It really is.
But life is messy.
Life is messy.
And we all understand that. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be able to listen to a song that you wrote a year ago and go, God, that was stupid.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? No, it's a part of life,
So true.
And it's going to be like this when you're in your 50s and 60s. You're going to look back on when you're in your 40s and you're going to go, God,
oh my God, I'm so stupid.
So stupid in my 40s.
It's actually such an I actually was thinking about that a lot this morning, is like how actually amazing and humbling it feels to like be able to be like, that was so stupid and I was wrong. It's actually a great feeling because you realize that, that you're like, just like having humility and like your humanity, and just being like, oh yeah, well, I might, think things that are not super accurate or whatever today, and then 10 years from now, I'm going to look back and learn from it and grow from it.
And never beat yourself up over it. Just understand it's a part of your journey, and it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know?
So I feel like albums are like a piece of your diary that you set to music and then everybody reads it and takes it in. But through that, have you ever had any relationships mended or broken through some of the songs that you wrote that people were like, I know that was about me?
No, I mean, I think that there's been in the writing process when there are like people involved that you're writing these songs about. Obviously, like people have an opinion on it because it's about them. So, yeah, there's definitely been moments of tension for sure, but not totally mended or broken. Yeah, but definitely moments of tension.
Have you ever wanted to say, like, if someone says, "Hey, is that about me?" Go, "No, I don't think that much about you. The song's not about you.
Don't flatter yourself.
Don't flatter yourself.
Flatter yourself. I know it was very specific, but it wasn't about you.
Yeah, totally. It probably was.
For instance, the song, but keep in mind, there's more to an album than just a bunch of songs about love and whatever. Like My Oh My, for instance.
Yeah.
The one I love, the one I'm going to play.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's going to be like, you guys could actually say, can you play blah, blah, blah? No, we're going to play My Oh My.
You also have to hear, okay, you should play My Oh My, but
I'll play whatever you want.
Okay, but you should also hear, after, if we have time, you should hear First Man, which is a song I wrote about my dad.
Aww.
Yeah.
Are you really a daddy's girl?
I really so am. I love my dad.
Now, how does that make your mom feel? She's okay with it.
Yeah, my mom is like the better half of my brain. Like my mom is like, they're both up there.
And this is what I've always been so impressed with Camila. When you go see her backstage, you typically, back in the day when I would go to these shows, I mean, your mom was there. She was a presence. Because I was always usually seeing you in Miami and mom's living there, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just, no matter what you're doing in life, no matter where you are, you've got to find that foundation and that one thing that is grounding. Yeah, you got to have you got to have your feet firmly planted, even though you're flying around. Look,
100%.
you can fly up into the stars as long as you are tethered to the earth at all times.
Yep.
And sometimes you need someone to like slap you back to reality.
Oh my God!
Like
so many
snap
times.
out of it.
So many times.
Yeah.
Can I just say I can't wait to read this book?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff in there.
I'm really excited. You have a signed copy for me?
I'm going to sign one.
Okay, good.
See, here, when I wrote this book, it sort of taught me a lesson about what it was like for you to write romance, or for any artist to write their album. Because you're putting it out there. I mean, I'm talking about stuff that happened in the 80s. I'm surprised I still have a septum in my nose, got to be honest. I mean, it was the 80s. It was the 80s.
That's the excuse.
I'm totally recovered, and we're all good. No, but see, look, you got to be able to look back on on your truth, and sometimes the truth is embarrassing. You got to look at your truth.
You're freaking preaching to me right now. I needed this today.
But no. Actually, I think I'm learning this from you and how you write your albums. You've got to write about your truth.
Yeah.
You have to, even if it is a little slicing. Look, there are things I could have written about ex-boyfriends that I would have me in court right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew where to draw the line.
Yeah.
At the same time, I am who I am
because of those things.
These things.
100%.
Why are you hitting on me?
Camila's people are in the background. Like, did Elvis really write all about that stuff in the book? I'm like, it's all in there.
I know. It's so crazy. We did not.
Camila's people in the background. Did he really write about that stuff?
No, why are you doing the cut the neck thing? What?
She's dead. She's dead because of septum. The septum.
I'm kidding.
Caught us all off guard. We loved it.
By the way, I was never addicted to anything.
No. Yeah.
I never paid a penny. Froggy, you had something. Froggy's in Florida where it's nice and sunny. Yes, Froggy.
It is. I just want to tell her, Camila, we totally geek out at Y100 when you are in the car in Miami and you post.
Oh my God.
You're listening to your song on Y100.
Because I get so excited. It's my home station.
She posted it. Yeah, we get an image of the car radio with Y100 on it on Camila's social, and so we still geek out every time you do it. It's so cool.
Me too.
May I give you an observation? And I just want to let you know something from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Or from whatever my perspective is.
Yeah.
You are wearing beautiful designer outfits and clothes, and you're traveling to beautiful places, and you're doing unbelievable music. At the same time, you make it very, very clear you're still Camila. You're still you. you haven't been bent to the left or right, have you? Are you still? I mean, has anyone had to go snap out of it? You're acting a little.
No, when
I can't see that with you.
Yeah, no. When you were talking about my mom and people telling you to snap out of it, I think it's like more human things for me. Like whatever a 22-year-old is going through right now, we're living the same. Like I don't even register. To be honest with you, like to me, all I think about in terms of my career is just my craft and like how can I make the best songs that I can make? How can I make the best performances that I can make? Like in terms of like what I can do. But, you know, as far as like, I've also been doing this since I was like 15. So I'm just like, I don't even, that part of my existence, it just doesn't really, besides like what I'm actually doing every day, like, you know, practicing like in rehearsal or in the studio or working on this or working on that, the actual fame or celebrity part, it like doesn't even register to me. Like I don't even think about that. I think about just being a human and like what I'm, you know what I mean? Like what I'm learning. Like and that's why also like that's why my album also I wanted to make an album called Romance about falling in love and being human because that is what is on my mind. Like nothing else.
And it's messy.
Like,
you used the best word earlier, messy.
Yeah.
But you know what? You write your truth. And if your truth becomes something that you're not or that you shouldn't be, then your truth isn't interesting anymore. You've got to stay who you are. And as long as you do that, and as long as you allow your mom to say, snap out of it.
Yeah.
Or whoever in your circle, then you got to do it.
Yeah, totally.
Look, you're obviously married to an incredible career, and you've got so much coming up. We didn't even get into Cinderella.
I'm so excited about Cinderella.
Ah,
Ellie Porter as a fairy godmother. Idina Menzel.
I was in a play in college called Cinderfella.
Were you really?
I'm probably not going to get anywhere near to Cinderella.
Sick though.
But I mean, Cinderella. If you think about it, Cinderella is the ultimate. It's the ultimate story.
Yeah.
It truly is.
Yeah. And this is actually, I mean, I can't say too much about it, but it's almost like I wouldn't say, it's a different take on the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
When do you start filming?
That's all I'll say about that. February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Cinderella really a guy?
Actually, it's Cinderfella.
Cinderfella.
And we borrowed the play, and that's what I'll be doing.
All right. When you come back, you'll be able to divulge more about that.
Yeah.
It's so important to study other people's lives and understand what they're learning from their own lives through their music, and you can learn to do the same thing for yourself. Remember about who you are. This is why you write a book. This is why you write an album. It's because these are the stories that you put them together like a puzzle. It makes up who you are, and you learn a lot about yourself. And
What was the biggest thing you learned about yourself?
I'll tell you right now, I learned that I'm actually a really good guy. I'm actually a really nice person, and I screw up, but I learn from it. And
it's an important thing to know about yourself.
So, what did you learn about yourself in romance?
What I learned about myself in romance is how important it is to be brave enough to put yourself out there in life, and I've learned that. No matter what happens, no matter what the outcome is, whether it's a relationship or whatever it is, the memories that you make, the experience itself is what's valuable. If that makes sense. I don't think I'm explaining myself well, but
it does.
I just mean like when I look back on all the album and I hear all of the messiness and all of the things that happened, even if at any point something ended or caused me pain, I don't regret it for a second. You know, and I think that like that, this album to me just reminds me to love as boldly as I can and live as boldly as I can, even if I feel fear.
You know, when you meet someone and you really, really start to fall for them, at some point you say out loud, or anyway, you let them know, here's my heart for you to break. Be gentle with it. Be cool with it. You know, putting yourself out there, without doing that, you'll never experience what's out there waiting for you.
100%.
Romance. I got to play this song. I got to play My Oh My.
I'm performing this on Jimmy Fallon tonight.
Oh.
Does he know that?
He does.
Does he know? Does he know you're stopping by?
Oh, yeah.
He's one of our good friends. Tell him we
cool.
said hi.
Yeah, I will.